Hey, I'm Wayne Sexton with GoPro. I've been driving our education sales strategy here at GoPro for the last couple of years. And we have just partnered with Cross-Braining that is bringing a whole kind of STEM curriculum. We've been hearing from teachers that they buy our products and they use the cameras for maybe a field trip or maybe video production. And it's like, okay, what else can we do with this? So we partnered with Cross-Braining about a year ago now, and they have brought the solution to us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so my name's Josh Nichols. I'm from Cross-Braining. I've been teaching 20 years. My students are back in Michigan right now sending me videos of what I do. So what we did with, it all started about 10 years ago. I was really getting into project-based learning, and there was, the students liked it, but the parents, there was some resistance because it wasn't the traditional, here's your worksheet, where's the A, where's the B. And so what we did is we started using Facebook to just pound the heck out of what we were doing in the classroom, but showing the parents.
Yeah.
And so we had to have a strategy, and it was whatever you're showing them, it has to be under 45 seconds. Like, we can't do these 2-minute videos or.
Right.
So everything's got to be under 45 seconds, and you've got to say the key terms from the standards that match with the video. So we kept doing that. I met another guy named Rick from GoPro. He asked me if I needed a few extras, and I said I need 10. And he said, well, usually we give away like 1 or 2 to a school.
Right.
Why 10? And I said, because they're like robots. You got to have, if you put 1 in there, all the kids are going to be wanting it.
Right.
And I said, they're all using them. And so we put one GoPro session for each group of 3.
Okay.
And so we developed a template where regardless of what the lesson is, it could be a mixture lesson, it could be a zipline friction lesson, it could be a math problem, it could be anything. And we've really put it through this template where a kid reflects about their learning, then they capture it, and then they narrate what just took place. And the teacher inserts key terms from the standards. So if they're doing mixture and solution, the kids have to use the word mixture and solution. If it's transfer of energy, transfer of energy. And so they go through 3 or 4 different little columns of reflecting, capture, share, reflection, capture, share, reflection, capture, share. Goes through the process of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the assignment. Usually almost like a design process. Sure. Where what's the problem? How are you going to solve it? What did you need to solve it? Did you have some failures? What did you do to change it? The kids are capturing all of that, reflecting all of that, and then they're creating this narration that goes with it. And so out pops a 45-second video of them saying the standards. And so we built, I needed a management system. So I built a 10-pack and a 5-pack charging case that they can carry around and plug in. And they're all numbered so the kids know each day which ones to go grab. It works with Chromebooks and it works with iPad equipment, or Apple equipment. But the one thing that I was telling the kids is, guys, you can't leave it on for 30 seconds. What are you really trying to capture? If you're trying to capture transfer of energy, put it on the car, let it run into the other car, bump the other car. That's 8 seconds, 10 seconds. We don't want to clog down the Chromebooks and the Wi-Fi or anything where they're transferring the footage. So we created a teacher's guide and a template so that methodically happens where there's no snags. And then also how to... Every 2 days, I take the disc out of here and I dump them. So we try to treat this like a pencil. At first, it's a novelty.
Right.
They all want to play with it.
Yeah.
It's durable. We roll it on the ground. They take video of that, put it under the water fountain. They do that, make funny faces. Then I say, okay, that's over.
Right. Yeah.
Now let's get it out of your system. We're going to make that little video, the fun video, and now we're going to use it as a tool. And so we dump all of our footage. We use Seesaw. So every time this video pops out, not only is the video coming out in Seesaw, but their design that they made and going through the template, that goes to Seesaw. Their narration goes into Seesaw. Their reflections go into Seesaw. And then the video. So the whole back part comes out into Seesaw, their parents. And even the last 2 days when I've been with Wayne, I said, check out how many. I remember, I'm a teacher, so I have a sub.
Right.
And most times over the 20 years when I had a sub, it was, let's keep them alive.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, in all honesty, so, and yesterday I had 45, I have 120 students. I had 45 videos submitted to me just yesterday. So, I mean, this is something that they can keep doing. And even my substitute teachers, once the process goes, they're able to know, all right, kids, Go to Google Classroom, look what the assignment is.
Right.
You know the process.
Right.
Get the video, send it to Mr. Nichols. So,
That's pretty cool.
And I follow you guys. I follow you guys on Twitter. And so
Okay.
Amy from CDWG said you guys are out here, and then she said you guys got to talk to him. So it's actually a privilege to
Yeah. Well,
to meet you guys too.
well,
And I
this
wanted
is
to
like
share
you.
this. It's new.
Yeah.
We launched at ISTE last year with GoPro. We've been around for about 6 months, but the most exciting thing is, so we sold some kits, and I didn't see this coming, is that teachers are now sending me their 45-second videos,
Yeah.
and now we have stockpiles of videos, lessons I've never seen in my life,
Right.
but I get to see them in 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And so what we're hoping is, even if people never bought this, to at least adhere to this 45-second rule, because people aren't going to watch it for 2 minutes,
Right.
and share your lessons.
Right.
That's going to transform education. The ones that I'm picking off of there are transforming my education.
Right.
And it's not paper, it's their voice, it's their student's voice.
Right.
And it's
You
been
know what's
really
great
cool.
about that is you partnering especially with GoPro. You know, GoPro's been dropping videos. They drop videos daily. You know, but the interesting thing about your process is the process that when these kids leave school, whether they're a surfer or they're a skateboarder or they're a doctor or whatever, they can use this video and the same concept, the exact same process that you're teaching them to drop out what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Whether it's extreme sports or it's extreme medicine,
Yeah.
or it's anything, and that's a great partnership, and
Yeah.
I can see this growing. You know, I can't wait till you guys get like the Karma. That drone is
Oh
just
gosh, yes.
phenomenal.
Oh
you
no,
know?
I'm asking them for
Yeah,
it.
see,
And you said it, so
It's
maybe
coming.
we can use this.
Yeah,
we can
you
use
know,
this.
Karma's
I want
making
it
a
too.
comeback.
Yeah.
Oh, the Karma's it's a great product and it's a great idea, and hey, things happen, but it's a wonderful, and the stabilizer that fits into it. I can see your
Ridiculous.
kids using it.
Yep.
I can see the kids. Any teacher using that, and those cameras right there are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And, and that's really the plan going forward, is to really just expand everything into having a curriculum for drones, having the gimbal, the stabilization
Yeah.
added to the kit as well. So we'll build on this for
Yeah.
sure. We're pretty
Yeah.
stoked about it, and we want kids using products now so they
Yeah.
become lifelong GoProers.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
and that's a kicker. I think it's my favorite thing about the vendor exhibit I've learned, and about what you guys are all doing, is that you're realizing that it's a service, but it's what's going to build education. And it's not just reading, writing, and arithmetic anymore. It's like I'm building a client, I'm building a consumer, I'm building a user. And we can all do it from the public schools, and build this whole thing. Apple got that years ago. Microsoft got that years ago, and they realized, and it made them very wealthy.
Right. No, you're right.
But they do the same thing, and that's exactly what you're doing here. Is that here's a service, it's educational, take it and run with it, and I've actually done it in the classroom. So just watch
Yeah.
what we're doing. I'm just really excited.
Yeah, the thing that is mentioned a lot in our state is like a science literacy or a math literacy, like being able to talk about it.
Right.
And to be able to talk about it succinctly and not go on and on and on. And so really I look at the 45-second video as like an elevator pitch about what you're learning, but using STEM literacy.
Yeah.
Like using the language. So like in a lot of our lessons that we have, if they're designing something on a 3D printer for an EV3 robot, they're getting like a screencast of them designing it on the Tinkercad 3D modeling. So maybe, and then they'll fast forward it. So that might be like 3 or 4 seconds when it was actually like, took them maybe 2 minutes.
Right.
Then they'll get an image of the 3D printer working. Then they'll attach it to the EV3. And then what I find out is, and now the parent's like, oh, that's what an EV3 is. Oh, that's what a 3D printer is, because there's a gap.
Yeah.
Right.
What's happening over the last 3 years has been so exponentially,
Yeah.
the growth.
Yeah.
And then so the people, the parents are like, what's that? How does that used?
Yeah.
And so it's showing everything. So it levels it. It gives them a window into the classroom.
It's funny you said that about elevator pitch. That's something we like to do here. 45-second elevator pitch.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you get a 10-pack GoPro charging case. You'll have one for every 3 kids in your classroom. And what it's going to do is it's going to absolutely transform the teaching that you're doing, because they're going to be learning, capturing, and sharing. And so what ends up coming out of their mouth is literacy. So they're narrating their learning and showing the standards through video. That video can be shared with parents. It can be shared with administration. It can be shared with board members, because all these teachers that are going in here are writing grants and asking their board members to support them. when you have a 45-second video of what you're doing in your classroom, because the board members typically aren't in your classroom, principals aren't typically in your classroom, you can give them a window into the classroom and at the same time have great formative assessment of the kids that are going through this process, because you're seeing it can't cheat. There's no cheating involved.
Right.
And so with this little kit, we're going to get started, and then we're going to share lessons. All these lessons and all these great teachers are going to be able to share lessons on an open source, and it's going to transform education.
And around a brand, GoPro, that most kids know of and get pretty stoked about. So it's like we're bringing GoPro into the classroom tomorrow.
Yeah.
There'll be attendance will be 100%.
That's exactly right.